The 3 days, the first 2 days, I guess, are the big days. We're going to cover the understandings behind the plant wellness way. And again, there's nothing magical here. I haven't found anything new that wasn't there already. I've just packaged it in a way that makes more sense to achieve the outcomes of operational excellence. So we're going to cover the fundamentals right down to physics of failure, why things break. We're going to talk about reliability and what reliability really is. There's a particular way to look at reliability, and it allows us then to control how we achieve it. Risk, as in operational risk, the risk to our business in things going wrong because our plant isn't reliable. Cost of failure. In the end, this has to be a business benefits to what we do out of this. So money and making money is an important aspect of achieving reliability. It justifies why we want to do things in certain ways. We're going to talk about how we've built our companies, how we've built our education, how we've built our world, as a matter of fact. And our world is a multitude of series arrangements. And because it's a series arrangement, it gives us some problems. And we'll discover those as we get to that. Human error is something else that has bugged me for a long time, because people are people. We are flesh and bone animals. We're never going to change that. Yet human error is our biggest destroyer of equipment, and need to understand what that is and how to solve those problems. In the end, we're going to look at the complete life of our operation, of our machinery, from the beginnings through to its disposal, possibly 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100 years away. So the life cycle concept is an important understanding when it comes to asset management. And the big issue, of course, is the final one for today, is reliability improvement. How do we take it from where it is today to a far better outcome? And we'll talk about those. Day 2, we'll actually talk about the 6 processes of plant wellness and describe what they are. There'll be some examples. And again, none of this is rocket science or new. It'll be a clearer understanding from our knowledge of the first day of how to apply these things effectively. And we'll cover day 2 when we get to it. Day 3 really is about packaging this thing, all these ideas into a solution, and understanding what we can do to create reliability from this foundational information that we're going to cover in the first 2 days. So yeah, we've got a couple of big days, and the day 3 is a shorter day, and hopefully more for discussion, more to look into things in more detail if we need to. It's been done. That's how companies go from being dogs to being stars. They've changed their whole process. I mentioned before, one still in Australia. They've been doing it now for 8 years. You know, some companies take that long. If it's well entrenched and the bad practices are deeply entrenched, it takes time to make those changes. And hopefully 8 years is at the extreme end. I'd like to think that plant wellness might do it in 2 or 3 years. That's the thinking in my mind. To have a strategy where when we do these things, the right things are done and they're taught and picked up on quickly, because we can make the change quickly. So that's one of the things that plant wellness offers companies, is a rapid change to best practice. Now, every company wants return on its investment. And when we go into business to produce a product, customers will buy and return for more business in future. So we make our profit from having a product that is of value to the client, and they come back for more, and that way we stay in business. So when we invest our money, we want to make sure we're going to get that return, and as a result of doing business, we become better off, our client becomes better off, and the whole system works for the long-term benefit of all parties concerned. So we're going to want a return on investment. To maximise that return on investment, we're going to require a couple of things. One is high productivity, and one is low operating costs, because the cost of our product is really a fairly simple equation. This unit cost of production equation, it's the cost to make it divided by the volume that we produce. And the lower that unit cost is, the more competitive we are in the marketplace. So if high productivity can produce a good capacity at a low cost, then our unit cost is low, and in theory we can sell more into the market because we've got a bigger margin to work with and reduce our price and still be profitable in business. But productivity and low cost operation requires some foundational things as well, and they require high plant availability and high capacity. So you want plant that is reliable, that will work at full design rate continuously. If we can achieve that, then we'll minimise our costs and maximise our throughput. And those two depend upon another factor, which is reliability. If the plant is unreliable, I cannot get availability, nor can I get the full capacity it was designed to deliver. So reliability is, I guess, the holy grail in manufacturing businesses, making sure that we get a high return on investment. There's a lot of sense in running a business with high reliability as your focus, because it then pays back increased capacity, lower unit cost, and for a lower cost, which then is also a lower unit cost impact. Now, reliability, we know, depends on foundational concepts as well. The initial design choice is vital. If we get the wrong design choice, to put a racing car out in a paddock full of rocks, that racing car isn't going to make it. It has to be installed correctly with very low stress. Things aligned correctly, the installation with round shafts, properly clearanced bearings and natures and parts of machines. Got to operate it within the design envelope. Got to maintain it to the design requirements of the manufacturer, because they have got a limited scope to run that machine in. And what we also know, for improving success in the future, we want to improve our machines and take what we learn about using the machine into a redesign of the machine to make it even more reliable and even more robust. So reliability depends on these foundational things: the design, installation, operation, maintenance, and the learnings that we take in using that machine into the next variation, the next model, the next design. The life cycle, I can draw a simple picture of the life cycle. It's up here. It talks about the beginnings of an idea to create a business. From that idea, we talk about a feasibility. What process are we going to use? What machines are we going to use? What's it going to cost? How many people are we going to need? How big a footprint is it going to be? We go and model all that on paper, basically. Then somebody will price that feasibility design and come up with a number to invest that will produce the output we expect. We go to the banks, get the approval for the money. Then finally, we go into the complete design process. And for the very first time, we begin to learn all the nitty-gritty, all the details of how to make this thing actually work.